Well, my name is Asfaw Alemu. I am the CEO of Dashen Bank. Well, this is the seventh time that iCapital is organizing this summit. As I said it this morning in one of the panels, I am really so proud with the developments that really I'm seeing, because I remember we had a conversation some years back with Dr. Gamachu, with the CEO of the iCapital. So when he came to my office for the first sponsorship request, and I remember it was Dashen Bank that really sponsored that really event. So I think the idea, or the conversations that we had at that time was, how do this really program could become sustainable and also useful to the ecosystem players in general. So I have seen a lot of developments since then in terms of the quality of organization, the contents that are coming in, the quality of the panel, and also the number of participants. Yesterday we had nearly 500 really participants that's been reported. So this is really a very big really achievement, and I believe that these kinds of forum is quite important for the country, because we need these kinds of spaces to really conduct meaningful conversations, and to really have discourses on various relevant issues to the sector, to the policymakers, to the actors in the ecosystem, and so on forth. So iCapital has done a great job. Not only that, but through the past six years, I have really observed that some of the conversations and also the recommendations of this really summit have been taken by the policymakers, and now we are seeing that some of the recommendations are really being implemented really in the country. And on the seventh summit here, I was very happy also to see a number of participants from Kenya, because as you know, we are embarking upon this new phase or new space of capital market and stock exchange market. So I think the participants that came from Kenya, in my opinion, has added great value to the conversation that really we are having. As you have said, different teams and different professionals and also expertise were on the stage, either by making presentations and participating in the panel conversations. So there are a lot of takeaways from this. The theme of the summit itself is really something that we should really take it serious, because it is talking about unlocking opportunities. So I think different opportunities are surfacing, different interesting initiatives and dynamics are coming into the sector. So we were trying to really unlock those opportunities, and as to how we can associate ourselves with them. The governor's message was very, very clear one of the big takeaways from his address was about the importance of disaggregating data. So whenever we talk about numbers in general terms, it doesn't really tell you the whole story. So what you are saying is we need to really understand data by disaggregating it. So you have mentioned about access to finance. So I mean, yes, the banking sector, for instance, have been performing very well, have been transforming from time to time, and it is in the right path towards modernization, towards inclusion, and what have you. But when you see the figures, they tell you something. But when you really disaggregate the data, you can clearly see really where the gaps are. So these were what were being transpired in different panels with regards to access to really finance, financial inclusion, and what have you. Yes, there was a debate really yesterday about the really opening up. I mean, it's coming, whether we like it or not. But how best or how better can we really make ourselves ready really for that change? So that's really another really takeaway that we have taken. And for the capital markets and stock exchange, that has taken, as you have seen, a very good space, because this is really a new phenomenon coming to the sector. So the experience that we have been getting from the Kenyan brothers and sisters were very interesting. So one of the takeaway from those spaces for me is Ethiopia has really taken a very good lesson from the regional-based old markets. So, those brothers and sisters of us, I mean, from the Kenyan side, they were really appreciating the integrated and comprehensive approach followed by the Ethiopian authorities. So they were giving us examples that, even though they had a very long years of experience in order to mend, the gaps that they really have experienced, it took them a long time. So, they were appreciating the way the regulatory framework is being really handled, the fact that the authority is there, and all other, related matters are considered in an integrated manner. This is really a big confidence that really I got from the summit. And the last, we have been talking about really technology, the role of fintechs, MNOs and banks, and the biggest really learning or takeaway from that session was about the importance of partnership and collaboration. Honestly, that perception of seeing each other, the actors, as a trait, we have seen practically how partnership and collaboration really would really bring meaningful result to the sector, to the country, really at large. So these are some of the basic learnings from the summit. Yeah. It's a very good question. iCapital has proven this in the past, because the proceedings that really you'll be coming up with are very, very important instruments for all really actors or stakeholders in the ecosystem, be it the regulators, the policymakers, and the actors like really us. So that proceedings by itself is really an important tool to go back home and really reflect and take our own really individual really responsibilities. And I'm sure iCapital will really pursue with some of the recommendations or suggestions that were coming from the different panels. I mean, as you have mentioned, we have been suggesting a lot of things. One of the food for thought that I left for all of us, including myself, is really to have clarity on the concept of access to finance. That's what really I was really mentioning, because in the past we have been opening branches, thinking that it would enhance access to finance, but were there other deliberate actions to really arrive at that objective? I'm sure there weren't. So that's why we are seeing the numbers are not summing up. So your role will be one, to really come up with very good proceedings that clearly show the recommendations of the sessions. And second, I hope you would take some of the recommendations even further and organize different spaces for different stakeholders to really pursue the already started conversations. So if you do really that, you would really contribute as well, because we have been talking about collaboration and partnership. What does it mean? We shouldn't really leave it here. So I think those actors, being the banks, for instance, or the MNOs, they need another, small group spaces. So I think iCapital should really look for that avenue and facilitate further these spaces so that the discourse will continue. Ethiopia in general is in an exciting, moment. I'm very positive. I know that we might have hiccups here and there, but on the positive side, there are big dynamics really that's really coming up. So I would really suggest if you can have access or already if you have the recordings, it would be really very good. But we have to really go through the message of the governor in particular, because yesterday's message it was focused and he has raised a number of issues. So can we really come up on some themes for the next conference, from that, directions one. The second thing that I would also suggest is, after, we go back home now, I suggest iCapital really to look at the different really recommendations that have been put in place and try to align those recommendations with the upcoming, dynamics in the sector and really make a focus on those areas and coil some interesting themes for the AIDS really conference. And I would also suggest that you should encourage other African friends to join. I know that it's only the Kenyans really who are here, but if we start enlarging it to the East African, that really would really very, very good. And in terms of inclusivity, I mean, the previous panel that discussed about the capital, the share aspects of that. They had two female panelists in there, so inclusivity would really be very, very good.